a video on making fruit cordial from fresh fruit juice. It's not fresh, it's in a carton. But it's 100% pressed juice, and it's not from concentrate. And there's no artificial sugars or sweeteners in there. So, pretty straightforward. Obviously, you can drink that, and that's designed to be drunk that concentration. But what we're going to do is we're going to reduce it. If there's a litre, we'll probably reduce it down to 225 millilitres so it gets nice and strong. And we're going to add some sugar, and then we can make our own fruit cordial, and we can use it in things like cocktails, or if you want to put it in fizzy wine like cava or prosecco or something like that, to make like a fruity cocktail type of thing, or you have it with tonic water, or you have it with soda water or carbonated water, that type of thing. In the UK, we've got a thing called sugar tax, so lots of the nice concentrated drinks have been ruined by them taking sugar out and putting sweeteners in, which don't taste particularly nice in my eyes. So there is a way around things. So we'll make this is one how you make it from fresh juice. I've done ones on frozen fruits, on fresh fruits, and all that kind of stuff. This is one that you can just go out and buy this stuff, and you can make your own. It says we have to shake before use, which just makes me slightly concerned that there's a little bit of sediment in there. So we might need to filter it before we start, because we want a nice clear cordial. So shall I pour it in something? We'll pour it into the pan, and we'll see how we go. That looks pretty clear. Might be a little bit of sediment. It might just say shake well before use, because there's a little bit of sediment in the bottom of the container, but I don't think there is. That looks pretty clear. Yeah, sounds pretty good. Right, so what we'll do is I'll taste first, actually. That's quite nice, isn't that? All things considering. And that's going to make a nice cordial. So we will reduce this down by half to start off with. We might reduce it down further. Because it's pretty... No, that's the wrong one. It's going to burn my chopping board. So as it's completely clear, like that, we don't need to worry about boiling sediment back into the juice and making it cloudy. We can boil it quite rapidly and reduce it down by about half. Well, I'll just take it down to half, and then we'll taste it again, and then we'll kind of see if we need to reduce it down any kind of further, what kind of concentration it is in flavour. I'm only going to add, my usual recipe is 250 millilitres of reduced juice or concentrated juice, and 100 grams of sugar. I don't like things too sweet. You can add more. The only problem with not adding too much sugar is it doesn't preserve it particularly for a long time, so you need to keep it in the fridge. Can't keep it in the cupboard, otherwise it's going to want to start to ferment, which is a good thing if you want to make alcohol. And that's how they used to make their own alcohol in Prohibition in America. People would make their own alcohol in very much the same way. They would ferment fruit juices and make their own alcohol. But anyway, so that's what we're going to do. You don't need to see it reducing and reducing down, but that's where we'll be at. I'll reduce it down by half, give it a taste, and then we'll see if we need to concentrate on it any further. But I think we'll probably need to take it down to 250 millilitres, and then we'll get a nice concentrated cordial when we're finished. But that's it for more. Oh yeah, and if it needs a little bit of acidity to it, I've got some lemon juice, and we'll add some lemon juice to it. But pretty straightforward. We are now down to half its original volume, so we're now down to 500 millilitres. It's still nice and clear, nice and shiny, so we need to give it a taste and see. It's intensified, it's just not as intense as it needs to be. So we'll take it down to 250 millilitres, and then it'll probably be about right for putting the sugar in. This just seems like a bit of a faff, if I'm honest. If you kind of go, well, I'll just drink that. But we're making an ingredient to use in other things, so you can't make that. I don't know. You probably could buy a soda stream machine and probably make that fizzy if you wanted to, but very difficult if you wanted to add it to concentrated, and you want it to cava or prosecco or something like that. So that's kind of what we're kind of aiming at. Yeah, so we'll take it down further, down to 250 milliliters, and then we'll kind of see what kind of flavour it tastes like. But I think 250 milliliters will be quite concentrated enough, and then we can add some sugar and see if it needs a bit of lemon. Right, so we had reduced down to 250 millilitres, right the way down from a litre. Is it a litre? Yeah, it's 1 litre, that container. So we've reduced it down to a quarter of its original volume. So we've evaporated off all that extra water, and we're just left with a concentrated red grape juice flavour. It's nice, is that? It's concentrated. So we need to melt sugar in. So heat on, sugar in, and we just need to melt it enough that it's all combined, and then we'll pour it into a container. I'll make a note of how much it makes actually, volume wise. Don't think it'll need any lemon in it because it's got a nice acidity level to it. Just taste as we go. It's nice and shiny as well now, which is down to the sugar and because it was clear to start off with. What we'll do is we'll pour it into a container and we'll keep it in the fridge, and it'll thicken up because we've basically made a syrup. So it'll be nice and shiny and syrupy. I think it might need a bit of lemon. It might just need a little bit of lemon. Turn that down. What lemon does, it's just down to acidity. Pick out the bits, we don't want those. So you need to balance the acidity, and in most dishes you need to balance acidity, sweetness, and salt. And umami as well, and bitterness, and all those different kinds of things. But it's just a case of getting yourself used to things. So if something's a little bit rich, you want to cut it with a bit of acid, and also the acid's going to bring out a little bit of flavour. So that's a third of a lemon. Also, when you're making syrups as well, lemon's really good for stopping crystallization. So what sugars want to do is they want to recrystallize back into granules, and things like lemon juice stop that from happening. Although it's sometimes it's you actually want crystallization to happen. So, how does that taste? A bit more. But it's nice. It's really nice. Certainly nicer than anything you can buy. No, I'll take that back, because there'll be some really expensive cordials out there that most people can't get their hands on. So, final taste. That's nice, really nice. So into a container, it'll just make it easier to pour. Although I could have just used the funnel, but it'll be fine. So into a nice bottle, stick it in the fridge, let it go cold, and then I've got some carbonated water, sparkling if you fancy, and we'll see. I never measured how much volume there was going to be. I'll make a guess. So I'll pour it back into them and see. Too busy thinking about other things. Yeah, so we have made 300 millilitres. you go. There, so in the fridge, and then we'll let it go cold, and then we'll get some fizzy water, and we'll see how it tastes as a proper cordial. But there we go. That's it for the moment. Right, so it's nice and syrupy, thickened up, so we'll give it a taste. Maybe a bit more. The juice, normally it doesn't go as thick as that, but I think with the grape juice kind of went a little bit syrupy before I added the sugar, so it was right kind of intensity. So we'll see how it mixes. It might just need a little bit of a stir. Let's give it a taste. That's really nice. Really nice. Slightly concerned that it needs stirring, but apart from that, there you go. And you can get yourself any 100% pure fruit juice, and make yourself some cordial and beat the sugar tax. There we go. I'll get some fizzy wine. I'll get some cava or something like that, and we'll see what it's like when you put it in cava. So it's kind of like a cocktail. You could even turn it into a liqueur if you wanted, by adding some alcohol, which would be kind of quite nice as well. Which I've made videos on making liqueurs, but similar type of process. But there you go, really nice. Certainly a lot nicer than anything that you'll buy, and you're controlling the amount of sugar that's in it as well. So if I always worry about the things that I buy, what additives they've got in, what kind of sugar they've got in, there's no salt in cordials, but like ready meals, you kind of get, I don't know how much salt there's in them. I always like to, I don't know how much fat's in them, like hydrogenated vegetable oils and all those type of things. Whereas I think if you make something pure yourself, you know exactly how much sugar is going into it because you put it in yourself. So there, you can feel better about things. But anyway, if you want to make your own cordial to make yourself amazing drinks, there you go, easy peasy.